Hi, everyone. I'm Rama Jones from the Community Engagement Team at ALS Texas, and I hope you guys are all having a wonderful afternoon. As you may have noticed, over the past month, we've been highlighting some of the mini ALS clinics across the state of Texas and the amazing work that they are doing for Texans with ALS. And today, I'm so excited to have a special guest, Dr. Kassar, with us today, and she is the ALS Clinic Director at the Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center in El Paso. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Emma.
And so we all really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with us. So we're just going to go ahead and get started and hear a little bit about your story and how you came to serve our community. So first, I'd love to hear you talk us through why is it so important for those living with ALS to have access to multidisciplinary care?
Right. Thank you. So, ALS multidisciplinary clinic is very important for the patient. First, the disease by itself is hard on the patient, and the ALS multidisciplinary clinic offers a stop where they could see in one day, in one half day, or a few hours during their visit, the whole specialty involved in one time, instead of them going to a respiratory therapist, speech therapist, physical therapist, the doctor, the social worker, or other providers at different time. They can come and see in one place everybody at once. And I just want to mention that ALS multidisciplinary clinic has proven in studies that it improves the quality of life and improves survival of patient. So it's very important to have a multidisciplinary clinic in any place.
Yes, that's very true. And so, how did you first come to be interested in working with those living with ALS in your career?
So I it started during my residency. I was interested in neuromuscular disease, and I would go to the ALS multidisciplinary clinic that was in St. Louis, Missouri, and then I did my neuromuscular fellowship in Ohio State, and also I we have of course will have exposure to the ALS patient, and so I'm interested in those uh, those part of those type of patients per se, because they need special assistance, special availability. So I'm interested in serving them and helping them as much as I can.
Mhm. And so now you're the clinic director at one of our ALS clinics in El Paso.
Mhm.
Could you talk me through how you got that clinic started a few years ago?
So I came in 2014. I started working here, and then when I came here, and so I had that neuromuscular fellowship and subspecialty on board, and I started seeing patient with ALS coming to the clinic. It was like one patient here and there, and then I would ask them, "Where do you go?" And the closest was they would go to Albuquerque or San Antonio. So it wasn't right for a patient to travel that long to get care, and of course with the support of the chairman of the Department of Neurology here, we started the clinic. We spoke to the ALS Association, and that's how things started. And we started getting patient, and slowly it started growing.
Yeah, that's really great to have that better
Hmm.
accessibility for people not to have to travel so far,
Hmm.
especially as it gets more difficult
Yeah.
as the disease progresses.
Hmm.
So, in the years since your clinic has started,
Hmm.
how have you seen it grow and improve? Do you have any notable accomplishments you'd like to share with us
Hmm.
today?
Well, since it started with the first thing that we started having more patients. So over the last, so we started in 2017. The number of patients has grown since. So we served about 52 patients since, and so we saw growth in number of patients and where they come from. Like patient could come from us from Deming or from Alamogordo, the nearby city. For the other achievement, we started like it was me with a social worker. We got the respiratory therapist, and then ALS Association helped us with funding of the therapist. So now we have an occupational and physical therapist and speech therapist, and we just got the first neurophysical therapist in El Paso and joined our clinic recently, which was good. And we also, with the help of the ALS Association, we had a nutritionist joining our team. So basically, we had the team kind of growing in the number of specialty there over the years.
That's some pretty great stuff to hear, the growth that you've had in the last 4 or 5 years. And so, my final question for you, which is one of my favorites to ask
Mhm.
people, is what is your hope for the future of your clinic?
So at this point, I think we're ready to have it accredited or certified to be a certified clinic. That's one of my hope. And then another thing I wish it could happen. Patient always ask about clinical trials, and we don't have that here. And usually, I would guide them to go to other cities like such as Albuquerque, University of New Mexico, or like San Antonio or Austin. So I would like that to happen here. So also they don't have to travel if we can offer that here.
That's some great stuff. And we're so excited to see how your clinic continues to grow over the years. For those of you who are watching us today, if you're interested in learning more about one of the many ALS multidisciplinary clinics across Texas, or you need to find one for yourselves, please feel free to visit our website at alstexas.org/clinics. And you'll be able to see all of the different clinics that we have across the state. Dr. Kassar, thank you again for taking the time to talk with us today and
Thank you.
sharing some of your story with us. We definitely appreciate all of the work that you're doing with us today and for our community in El Paso and beyond. And as part of our 7 days of thanks that we're doing this week on our Facebook and other social media channels, we can't go without saying thank you to all of the amazing ALS clinic directors and their teams across the state of Texas. Thank you guys so much for providing excellent care for our ALS families. We really couldn't do it without you. Thank you, everyone who joined us today. And we love being able to share these small snippets of our community with you. So goodbye, and hopefully we'll chat again soon.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.